with regard to nobody died, nobody got hurt in these wars, what do you say to people with, like, not just on TV, but let's say Vietnam veterans or purported World War II, guys that have wounds, or like, I don't know where they received them because I wasn't there, but whether they're in wheelchairs, whether they have shrapnel, if like the Wounded Warrior projects, those charities of that nature, are they all crisis actors? I mean, I'm just curious as to.
No, they're not crisis actors. What you have is with the military, you have a large population of people. And with any large population of people, especially men, and the type of work that military does, which is really construction and fast-moving construction and very dangerous work environments, you're going to have a lot of accidents. You're going to have illnesses. You're going to have deaths in the whole 9 yards. However, it's not from war. It's not from two opposing armies shooting at each other. That's the difference. So people get quite confused that war is a hoax. And when I say war is a hoax, I mean when I say war, that idea that popped into your head, that there's opposing armies facing each other and shooting each other and fighting and bayoneting to the death, that's a lie. That didn't happen. And if somebody comes up to me and says that they were doing it, I'm going to say that you are, in fact, a liar. You know you're a liar. You are a false witness to murder. However, if you say that you got hurt in a Jeep accident, or that you got, this, that, or the other thing, yeah, fine. So what? That can happen in any town, USA, or wherever else you're at, because you're dealing with a very large population of men who are moving, and mostly men, I should say, and moving around and doing a lot of dangerous work and living and breathing in outdoor environments, especially in the snow and everything else. So yeah, you're going to have frostbite and things like that. Again, that's not war, right?
Right. What about the injuries that at least appear to be from explosive devices or from gunshot wounds, not like construction?
Not that I've seen.
No,
not that I've seen. You have well, when we used to throw grenades in the Philippines, we used to throw grenades, and things would fly onto us, if we didn't throw them far enough, and other things. So there is a chance that you can get hit from ricochets, from friendly fire, from all kinds of other stuff, because especially if you're doing live fire exercises, accidents can happen. I think I need to explain this again to you. The idea that you have two opposing armies facing off to each other and shooting to kill each other, that is in fact a lie. Anyone telling you that happens is in fact a liar. And guess what? Those people, those so-called World War II vets and I knew them at the VA because I have a back injury. So it's because I fell on the ship and I broke my neck and back. All right. That wasn't during a war. However, it was during a so-called campaign time. But anyway, so I go to the VA from time to time because they send me to go in and have it checked out. So I go in, I check it out, and you have these so-called Vietnam vets sitting around there. And you know what they say? They talk to each other. They're like, "Oh, hey, man, when were you in?" "I was in this year, that year, and that." "Oh, you must have seen some shit, huh?" "Oh, yeah, I've seen some shit." "All right, man, see you later." That's their conversation. Because they know if they had to actually give detail to their conversation, they couldn't, because they couldn't keep their story straight, because they would be lying. So that's what you hear. "Oh, you must have seen some, yeah? Oh yeah, I saw some shit." That's what you hear, man. And then you have the professional veteran, the one who wears the veteran hat and the Army fatigues and stuff, and sits around the VA hospital. "Yeah, what'd you do?" "I was doing logistics." "So you drove around a truck and dropped off boxes and shit, right? That's what you did?" "Oh yeah, but I was in the Mekong Delta and stuff." "Yeah, dropping off boxes and stuff, right?" "Oh yeah. So why are you sitting around in a VA center with your little ball cap on, acting like you're some sort of hero?" Stop it. And not only that, but they just buried some old fossil here in the United States, some John McCain guy. They just buried that corpse, so the news says. And then guess what? They're claiming that guy was a POW, prisoner of war, and they give this guy all kinds of accolades because he told his captors, "Oh no, don't send me home early just because my daddy is an admiral. You send home these other guys first." And guess how that story is told and how it's believable to all these people, because they believe that guy was an actual POW in an enemy camp, and he's able to tell you that story because there were no other people to send home, because there was never an offer to send him home, because he was never a POW. It's all a big gag. And that's how, guess what? He has to play this role now for the rest of his life. He gets to come home. He gets to become a congressman, a senator. He gets to live on the largesse of the people who idolize him. You would think that this guy, single-handedly, is holding the country up on his shoulder. He's like this Atlas character. They're going on about this guy for days on end. It's sickening to me. It's absolutely sickening, because if people took the time to look into this guy's history, they would find out he's a fraud. They're not sending people over to these far-off lands to, in fact, boots on the ground and to run headlong into, and if they get too close in their weapon jams, to stick a knife into that guy and to twist it while they watch the life drain out of his eyes, just so they can come back and get a little ribbon pinned on their chest. And they get to sit around and tell their grandkids how much of a hero they are. The reason that they say, "Oh, you don't bring up that type of stuff in the so-called with old people and veterans," is because they don't talk about it. Because if they talked about it, they would have to tell you that they were part of a lie, and that chest full of ribbons that they know for a fact was given to them for a lie, because they know for a fact that they didn't run into enemy fire. They weren't actually physically shooting at another person that they could see in their sights. That just isn't how it happens. Everything up to that point, the arming, the giving out the bullets, the actual, all that stuff happens. You have what's called rules of engagement, and rules of engagement keep people from doing things like that. Because if you're on one side and you right, on my side, I'm going to say, okay, my guys are going to go to the left, and it's like a ballet. It's a dance. It's an operation to where, let's say in so-called World War II, you have the Japanese who go onto an island, and they man this island, and they put their little dugouts and everything there. And then let's say a month before the Americans are going to show up, they pack up and they move backwards to an island behind them. Guess what? When those Americans show up, and of course you watch the so-called video of it, and you see there's nobody shooting at them. You can see it if you just take the time to look. But then they are going to find remnants of Japanese encampments, because they were physically there, but they were just never engaging each other, not in combat. It's all just a well-oiled machine, because there are no countries fighting each other. There are so-called countries working with each other.